packing mags of M855.
Oh yeah, straight probably.
Hey everybody, this is True Demon the Devil Stockbroker. Sorry about the delay getting started. How's everyone doing this morning?
Doing all right, sir.
Howdy, howdy.
Did that fix it? I don't know. This hotel Wi-Fi is kind of wonky, so I apologize.
No worries, chef.
Cool beans. It's a hell of a day in the market today.
It sure is. All right, let's go get this thing started. So, I don't even have AMC's chart up right now. I have to share this with all of y'all. I saw this and was immediately just way, way too excited. So, I was looking at a comparison of AMC's two charts from back here. Wow, my computer is really slow right now. What is going on?
And I think we're all being hacked. We're being penetrated hard, mate. That's what it feels like.
I've driven Dave to paranoia entirely.
Fucking hell, man. God. Man, fuck, God. Look, the amount of stuff that I didn't know like about SecOps. Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
It's an ocean wide and an ocean deep.
Oh, sorry,
for sure.
I'm not supposed to be swearing, am I?
No, not really, but I've left the stream running for a little while on mute, so hopefully that will make the algos happy and they won't care so much.
But yeah, I mean, I just like everything that. Yeah.
All right.
Trying to, yeah. Anyway, you know it all.
Oh, I don't know at all. This is a
not
a
all,
whole,
but you know.
This is a whole.
My position. You know how I feel. I guess.
Yeah.
Been through that.
I know what you mean now. Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's go check out some of the open interest volume changes on AMC's chart. I've been paying attention pretty closely to the unusual whales flow. I'll check out the charts here in just a second, but I'm seeing a lot of bullish flow coming in for August next Friday. There's a lot of volume anticipating moves up to $30 strike, and beyond 25, that's already made a big move as it is. Puts are almost non-existent. By the way, if you're not familiar with Unusual Whales, highly recommend it for options trading. This is an excellent platform for getting alerts and also live feed time and sales data on options. This is an unparalleled and it's a unique platform unto itself. It'll even give you alerts on unusual options activity, similar to Benzinga, but in my opinion, the platform and its latest UI changes have just made it absolutely, bar none, the best options analysis platform that there is. And if you like to support Hell's Trading Floor, we have a link in the description of this video that you can use to get give us your referral. You can use our referral link in order to support the team. So moving on, let's head back over to the AMC charts. And what I was looking at were these two boxes right here. So the setup was pretty similar, where you had a long area of consolidation and a big pop at the last minute. So this consolidation back here in April, actually, it had gone on for quite a long time. It was going on from March 2021 all the way through April, when we got this big pop up to about $12 or so. I think we even had hit like a high of like $14 maybe at that time. But anyway, what I noticed was that this was very, very similar to the setup that was actually here. Now, because AMC had increased its float massively, what I am speculating on is that algorithms took a lot more time in order to move the price in the way that they like to. And algorithms leave patterns. Algorithms don't do this in order to cause the price action. They do what they do, and it leaves patterns behind. And what I noticed was this consolidation back here from March to April 2021 was very similar to the consolidation in February, March of this year. And then suddenly we get this big spike and then a drop almost to the same level of support and then go back into consolidation up until we suddenly break out of a wedge. And that's exactly what happened with AMC right here. So this is a little bit of hopium, but if you draw a wedge, in this case, AMC ends up looking a bit like a symmetrical triangle. And you see the breakout that occurs here, and then a little bit more consolidation that ends in a cup and handle, and then it basically sent itself to the stratosphere. Didn't quite break out into orbit. But that's very similar to what we have here. The difference being is that now AMC has formed what is essentially a narrowing channel or a descending wedge. And this consolidation that peaked up here at around $35 at the high side and then consolidated back down to $10, the price action was a lot more extreme because we had, one, a lot more interest, a lot more volume. We had a lot more shares to go around. So the momentum in this and the range for the price action was a lot more extreme, making this harder to spot. But what I suspect is about to happen is over the course of the next several weeks, AMC will complete this cup and handle pattern in order to challenge and exceed this previous limitation, this $35 level that we had broken out past back in May of 2021. Now, once that happens, I expect us to consolidate a little bit more. So I'll draw this out here for you on the brush. So if AMC is able to continue to break out and set up new levels, the next step that I expect it to do is to basically flag down, forming a bull flag. The same as it did back here. So I'm looking at this little piece of price action right there. So once we get that deep U and a retest and break of the $35 level, that is essentially my buy signal for continuation of the squeeze. And we need to break this 35 level. We need to break it the first time completely. There's a little bit of other corroborating data that we can use in order to try and make sure that we are actually breaking all of those levels. One of those that I like to use is OBV. So in the OBV, we've actually already broken out past our previous high levels. So here was the high point for the OBV. We had 3.9 billion shares on balance, and we've already broken past that. We actually went to 4.08 billion. This is on an hourly chart. This I find to be more reliable than a daily chart because it shows you a bit more true to life what the volume is like. And if you notice, AMC back in 2021 was doing the same thing. It set up these plateaus, and then it kept crossing barriers, and the OBV continuously plateaued at higher levels. And once it had this last big pop that drove the price up, and then the volume consolidated, that's when algos and whales took over and sent the price skyrocketing. Coincidentally, at this exact time, was when AMC was doing share offerings. And share offerings, while people get upset about dilution and things like that, it is a bit it is a bit bearish on its surface. A lot of people like hop on dilution and think that it means that the company is weak or that they're financially unstable or that they're not going to survive and it's going to dilute shareholder value. And that's just going to be the theme of life for the company, and it's just going to continuously lose value. So bears like to jump on any news of dilution. However, in AMC's case, it backfired massively because the dilution for AMC gave them enough cash runway in order to evaporate a bunch of debt, make major theater acquisitions, and turn a huge profit through investing activity that totally killed the short thesis. And because the equity offering was over in less than 2 days, it showed how much interest there was in the stock. If that continues again through this ape dividend, and if AMC is able to sell more ape into the market, then that can provide them with the runway capital necessary to drive the price up to a new high. In the short term, I've gotten a little bit more detail on the dividend, and as Adam Aaron has stated, it is similar to a split. Some of the equity value in AMC will be divided up and moved over to Ape. This is just a logical split. It's not a perfect 1-to-1 where the equity is divided perfectly in half. It doesn't work quite like that. And that's why Adam Aaron's using very careful language. Logically, Ape should be worth half of what AMC is now, and AMC should logically divide its value in half. And the sum total of those two separate equities should add up to what AMC's current trading price is. But that's only speculation. That's not actually it's not set in stone. That's not how the market works. The market is going to respond based on what it thinks the equity value is for each of those two equities. What I am hoping for, though, is that AMC's continued strength goes into next week before the dividend is issued, and we can see AMC's share price balloon past this level. And with the dividend of Ape, if we see that nobody is interested in selling their shares, and there is that buy hold mentality continues, then I would only expect for the value of those equities to go up because they'll be highly desirable and they are going to be the only ones available. These are only going to be issued to existing shareholders. So if you guys have any questions about the dividend, I'll do my best to answer them, but just realize that I'm not an insider to AMC. I don't know how the company has structured any of this, and I am not privy to any of that insider information. So there's no way for me to actually know completely and concretely what's going on with this dividend. I'm only able to give you my best interpretation based on what I've read in the filings and based on what I've been able to uncover reading through similar dividend splits in the past. Okay. So let's see. I see a lot of ticker requests. I did not know that Excella issued a buyback. That's actually really freaking cool. I had no idea that they did that. That's excellent news. So if the company is doing is that 10 million shares? Yeah, 10 million shares.
Yes, correct.
That's very cool. Plan to repurchase up to 10 million common stock.
This was the point that you and I had talked about a while back when we tweeted at Excella saying like this was part of the action that we wanted to see them do.
That's the catalyst, yeah.
Reverse split.
That is the catalyst. Yep. They're making all the right moves. The reverse split was probably necessary in order to keep the price above $1. It would have been extremely difficult to get it above $1 before what was it, August August 8th that they had to have already been they had to already have been trading above $1 for up to 10 trading days. So that would have been a really tall order. Let's see. I actually really like this price action on Excella. This consolidation is very nice. What you have here is actually a double bottom. So you have this wick down into this zone, but the candle closed green above this bottom. And that's actually quite strong. Interesting. I'm thinking Excella breaks out to the upside here. If it can break this 180 level, then it's going. This is the level to beat. Double bottom patterns like this are pretty strong. Right now it's going through like what looks like a liquidity hunt because it's breaking the pattern. Kind of interesting. Let's see if we have any liquidity zones here. Not very many. I suppose I wouldn't expect too many with Excella having already been beaten down this much. But this could be a good level to acquire some shares at. 140 is not bad. Let's see. There's some other options as well. One of the things that I've been paying close attention to with Excella is the open interest on options for that. Let me go pull this up into Livestream chat. Oh, is our referral link broken? Thanks for pointing that out, Zarger. I'll fix that at some point. Thank you for pointing that out. That's stupid. I wonder what the heck happened there. But I will fix that. Oh, no wonder we don't get any affiliate links. All of our links are broken because YouTube sucks. How unsurprising. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, anyway, that can be fixed another time. The referral link to Unusual Whales, if you're still listening and interested in doing that, it's the referral link is just unusualwhales.com/referral and then a hashtag the Devil's Broker. And that's how you can pass off your referral to the Hell's Trading Floor team. Okay. Let's go back to AMC really quickly. So as I was saying, the biggest level to break, we've already broken. This $18 level that was part of this big wedge, this is what we needed to get above. So now that we've done it, I'm just patiently waiting, sitting on the sidelines with calls and shares, just waiting and waiting for the magic to happen.
I'm just sitting here holding my tongue a lot.
Just too afraid to say anything for fear that it'll jinx you.
No, that it would jinx me. Just giving you a bit more room to speak.
Well, if you have something, Dave, go ahead.
No, it's I just sometimes I feel like I go a bit over the top with the joking when you're trying to tell people stuff. But
It's all right,
Yeah,
dude.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Let's see. I see Billy asked, when is BBIG getting out of jail? I don't know, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon for right now. BBIG has to get past this, whatever this lawsuit is going to end at. We still have no trading action since the 4th of August, so this is kind of screwing up everything. The halt is only able to last for up to 10 days, so BBIG is probably going to either get suspended by the SEC until this lawsuit is settled, or I don't know what else might happen. It's really uncertain right now. John Colucci is. That dude really fucked up. He's going to have a lot of people coming after him for what he did. He's literally just kicked a whole bunch of people's shares right in the nuts.
That sounds like he's in line for the next cactus.
I do think that I should send him a gift cactus.
That would be great.
If anybody
Yeah,
knows the office that John Colucci works at currently, I'll be sure to send him a gift cactus with a nice little pretty bow and a note that says, "Please promptly shove this up your ass." A gift from all BBIG retail shareholders.
I must really appreciate it. I mean,
ATD, any
who
idea
doesn't
what
like
will
a client?
happen to
Who's that? What's up?
ATD? This is Rizzler. A question. As far as anybody that might have options, we should probably get a hold of our exchanges, right? Because like I have options that expire next week on Friday.
Yeah, I know that you can move them to position close only, but because there's no bid on them, you're basically stuck paying whatever the market maker offers you for it. Okay, let's go check out Revlon. Yeah, Revlon is in a downward channel at the moment. It's breaking support, and it's doing so on very low volume. Unfortunately, I know that retail is getting scared by this, and you shouldn't be. This is low volume. They're just laddering the price down.
This is lower volume.
Look at how low the volume is by comparison. Like if I put this on the 2-hour chart, you can clearly see it. We're getting less than 300,000 shares in every 2-hour period.
That's a bullish sign. A low volume pullback.
It is a very bullish sign. Low volume pullbacks like this are very good, and it's touching its 100 period moving average. Now, when I had suggested to everybody what the next move was going to be, I was suggesting the next move would hinge on the options expiring on August 19th. So let me go pull that chart up. And let's go find out what Revlon's current open interest is now. And if you guys want access to this data, you can join us at Hell's Trading Floor. The only way that you can run the Scourge bot yourself in order to get this information is if you join as a professional member. The subscription is $50 a month, but you can also ask our analyst team or another professional to open it up for you, and we'll be happy to share it. Okay.
Or if you just put some money into my Bitcoin wallet, I'll be happy to give it to you. I'm joking.
All right, so there was a lot of options opened up recently at $9 and $10 for this Friday. These are likely just traps, honestly. Most of these were always going to expire out of the money because now the pullback is coming in, and these are like giant YOLO maybes. It's possible that we might see a bounce and these could print tomorrow, but don't spend like crazy amounts of money on this just expecting it to take off. It's not very likely. It's the next week that's most important. There's a ton of puts that are going to be expiring out of the money below or $5 and below. $10, there's a few puts, about 2,500 of them, but below $5, there's thousands of puts that are now worthless. These were in the money up until last week. And all of a sudden, that bankruptcy notice just absolutely killed all the shorts that had all of this equity down here in their puts going out till next Friday. This is where the squeeze can happen. A bunch of bears are really, really hoping that they'll be able to drive enough volume to push this price to the downside to get most of these back in the money and get back below $4. What bulls need to do is, as soon as we tap this 200 moving average, which is going to be in the neighborhood of about $6.30 or $6.35, thereabouts in that range, just absolutely crush the price. We're likely to get out of this descending wedge by tomorrow. So we will either break to the upside or to the downside, but this wedge is very critical. This is everything. So now that we've broken out of this, flag, we've got, let's see. We've got two possible scenarios going for us right now. We are bouncing off of a, bouncing off of a 100 period moving average. Excuse me, let me just go ahead and finish this thought first. Oh, thank you. Never mind. Thank you. Pointing out that I'm not even showing my chart. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, man. I'm trying to follow along.
Oh, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. As I was saying, so we have our top and bottom of the overall bullish pennant that Revlon is forming, and currently we're inside of that pennant and getting ready to test the bottom of it. So the bottom is way down here at $6.50. So if we can bounce off of this without testing the 200 period moving average, that's a very strong sign. And as a matter of fact, if we can test it right here at the 100, this can act as a springboard to send the price back up through the top of this wedge. So this is actually a good time to be watching the MACD and the RSI indicators. Because right now, the RSI is in this downward channel, right? We got the RSI coming down, making lower highs and lower lows. And these are forming what is called a hidden bull. These are hidden bullish divergences. And also, we've got the MACD, which is well below the zero. That's the midline on the MACD. And we have the histogram, which is showing weakness. That's where these red bars lighten up a little bit. These lighter red bars indicate weakness in the momentum to the downside. So everything that you're seeing here, this pullback, is just consolidation. The flatness of the histogram while the MACD is coming down, very, very tight between the signal and the MACD line. As soon as we get across here, when you see that bounce, that's your buy signal. This is a strong buy signal once these two lines cross each other. And I have my MACD currently set to a 12 and 26. That's actually not where I like it to be. I'm going to switch this over to 12 and 21. I like to have, 9 and 21. I like to have a little bit more reactive MACD. So I use a 9 fast line and a 21 slow line. And those are just 9 and 21 period moving averages. They're not all that special. And I'm going to set that as my default. Okay. So it doesn't change it a whole lot, especially on this long time frame, but you'll get more reactive lines by doing those settings, especially if you're doing like day trading. You're like scalping trades, say on Forex or something like that. If you're doing Forex pair trading, sometimes I'll use MACD for those trades. Anyway, so we've got some strong support here today. If we can break out of this channel bounce off of this 100 period moving average on the 2 hour, that would be excellent. Right now on the daily chart, we're right there at the bottom of this pennant. On the 4 hour, we're at the 50 period moving average. So you see how these moving averages line up together. Okay. Let me catch up with everybody else.
Tilly, can I just ask that where you're seeing the hidden bullish divergence?
Hidden
Just
bullish
point it out.
divergence. Yeah. I was looking at it on the 1 hour chart, I believe.
I thought
It was the 2 hour.
hidden bullish divergence, you usually have higher lows on price and lower lows on the indicator. No.
Yeah. We have one hidden bullish divergence right here. I'll highlight that in green so that you can tell it apart.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought you were talking about the lines you already had drawn.
I was looking at the hidden bull that had already been marked out for me. The line is kind of faded here, but that's what this indicator helps me
I was looking at
figure
the
out.
later lines you're drawn with the downward wedge. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it now. Thanks.
I should have been more clear. The channel on the RSI just moving slowly downward, consolidating downward. I treat that as consolidation, but that is not in and of itself bullish, hidden bullish divergence. I was hoping that I could change the colors of these a little bit. Oh well. I won't worry about it. Anyway. Hey, Dennis Triple D, thanks very much for the $7. Thoughts on holding AMC through dividend payment or selling before? Been in the play for 18 months. Not financial advice. It's ultimately up to everybody else, but for me, I'm gonna hold on to everything. I'm not selling shit. I'm not selling a damn thing. Not Ape, not AMC, nothing. The reason why is because all of the equity that is getting moved over to Ape is going to be solely in the control of shareholders. And if retail shareholders are the only registered shareholders, then they are going to be the only ones that are actually holding on to those shares. All the day traders, they surrender all of that power when they, jump in and out on the 19th, whatever, or on the 21st or 22nd. Their shares don't matter in the grand scheme of things. All of the institutions that have been holding are likely to continue to do so up until a point where they feel like they have the price that they're looking for, but their strategy is to hold for the long term. So if they're in that same camp, they'll just be holding too. I see no reason to give up those Ape shares. And if you hold on to them and the price of those demanding, if the demand for them goes up going forward, then you're holding on to an asset that's unique unto itself, and the price will only go up as demand meets supply. If there's a lack of supply, just because we refuse to sell them, then by its very nature, the price has to go up.
If there are what's it called, naked shorts, of course, that would be the case.
That is especially where the importance of these Ape shares matters the most. So what's going to end up happening on Monday, on the 22nd, once those shares are supposed to settle into everyone's accounts, we're likely to see a very high, extreme spike in failures to deliver for every naked short that's currently out there. The reason why this happens is because the registered shareholders of AMC are only supposed to get one share of APE. And for every registered share of AMC, there will only be one share of APE. So that means that the company is only going to release those shares to shareholders and to nobody else. So if none of the apes sell their shares, then it's going to result in failures to deliver because other shares aren't going to end up in the accounts they're supposed to. When you hear stories of individuals, retail shareholders in AMC that are entitled to ape but do not receive their shares because they're failing to deliver, that is your sign that shit is out of control. If we get that story that everybody is not receiving their ape shares even though they know they're entitled to them, then that should only entice you to hold even tighter. The reason why is because those failures to deliver can't be reconciled unless someone's willing to sell. So if you see the price in ape collapse as people are saying, I'm not getting my shares, that's panic is the last thing that you should do. Now, this is not financial advice. You have to do what's right for you. But if you see the price coming down sharply, especially on APE, and people are saying, I'm not getting my shares, I can't get out, blah, 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 then those are being fucked with. The price is being fucked with, and the brokers are not able to actually deliver the shares. So they're using psychological manipulation in order to short with whatever they have on hand to drive the price down. Or you have just a bunch of weak-handed retailers that as soon as they received their ape shares decided to sell them for whatever they could get for them. And I feel like that's the wrong attitude, because what you're holding onto is the one equity that Adam Aaron and AMC, the company, can sell. And I know people are going to be pissed at me for this, but dilution for AMC is going to be the thing that saves their company. Because right now they're buried under a massive amount of debt that needs to be settled. You say, why not sell Ape and buy AMC? Because Ape is unique to itself. They can't rehypothecate those shares. That's what I'm telling you. They can't rehypothecate them. They're unique to themselves. If every single Ape shareholder refused to sell their shares, then the demand for them would go up. And you'll probably see Ape shares squeeze in price before AMC does. But more than likely, AMC would follow its price.
Of course, if people lend them out, then that could lead to rehypothecation. No.
Yeah. If people sell their shares and they go over to the broker, then the broker can rehypothecate them.
Or lend them, no?
Yes.
It'll be the same.
Yes.
Has there been any talk of people like like locking them up in computer share?
There's been a lot of talk about that, and people keep asking me if all of the shares will be direct registered with computer share. I have no idea. I don't know how they're doing the dividend. I don't know what broker they're going through to issue it. I don't know who their underwriter is. I don't know. I don't know all of those details. If it goes through computer share, if somebody can supply me with some form of evidence, I can confirm or deny it, but so far I haven't seen anything to indicate that those shares are going through computer share. That's just a rumor that's going around that's totally unfounded and baseless as far as I can tell. No one's shown me anything conclusive that proves that AMC is using computer share to direct register the shares for the issuance.
I certainly didn't mean to propagate a baseless rumor. I just thought, seeing as
You're good, Dave. I'm a little bit frustrated because I see everybody asking the question about like everybody is just saying it as though it's true, and we don't actually know. Those are the individuals that I'm frustrated with, is the ones that are saying ape shares are being direct registered through CompuShare, and I ask the question, okay, where's the proof of that? Like, show me some evidence. Is that in the filings? Did I miss something? Am I stupid? Am I blind? Show me that I'm wrong, because I would love it if I'd be wrong, but so far I haven't seen anything. Okay, so in regards to the question about dilution, Adam Aaron is not stupid, all right? He understands what dilution does to a company when you do it in massive numbers. When you just sell millions upon millions of shares all at once, it doesn't do anything except damage the company massively. Adam Aaron uses his shares very intelligently. He's done things that actually creates investors with those shares. For example, he went to his landlords that were managing all AMC properties, because AMC doesn't own their property, they lease it. They lease it from landlords. So in order to compensate them, he used shares and he turned his landlords into AMC owners. They became shareholders. And by doing that, he deferred all of the debt and they wrote it off. So that's the kind of intelligent maneuvering that Adam Aron, through his more than 30 years of experience in the business world, can do for this company. But he does need to have access to shares in order to use them. There's been a whole lot of people that are screaming about Adam Aron diluting on shareholders and just trying to wreck the squeeze. He's trying to create value for the company. The squeeze will happen on its own if it just increases in value. If you take away the debt that AMC has right now, the short thesis is dead permanently. The short thesis has been murdered. It's done. There's no more short thesis once that $5 billion is gone. And that's what Adam needs the shares for. That's what he needs them for. He can come up with all sorts of creative ways to make sure that he's not diluting shares directly into the float. He just needs shares in order to trade them to someone or get them to buy senior notes or some sort of a convertible device, anything like that, where they can't redeem them right away, but they guarantee and buy them in advance at a lower price. And that creates investors. That creates an institutional investor who is in favor of the company's value rising. Adam Aron's not going to do at the market offerings while the price is this low. He's not going to do that. The first time he did an at the market offering was when AMC's price had ballooned all the way up to $70. They finally did that at the market offering at a time when AMC's share price was through the ceiling. And yes, it did drive the price down. It absolutely did. But it also gave the company enough cash to buy back over $1 billion in debt. It gave them tons of cash runway for the next 2 years, and it gave him the ability to acquire the most profitable theater chain on the West Coast, ArcLight Theaters. He acquired the most profitable movie theaters in the entire Western Hemisphere with that money. That is what you should be considering. He is an extremely intelligent businessman. He does know what he's doing. He was able to save a dying cruise line, Norwegian Cruises. That company should have died a decade ago. He came in, and that was his first interim CEO position, and he crushed every single piece of FUD and short thesis that was betting against that company instantly. He came in and turned that company around in less than 5 years, saved it from absolute chaos and certain bankruptcy. So it's worth putting some faith in Adam Aron that although he may not be necessarily invested in squeezing AMC, he is absolutely invested in making the company valuable. And if he is able to do that, then a squeeze will happen on its own. He has the most power to drive the value of this company to a point that AMC has never yet reached. People need to put more faith in him that he is actually invested in the outcome of this company. Because if AMC's price goes to $1,000, guess what happens to his net worth? He'll never have to work again, ever. He could just cash out a few thousand shares and retire. And just let the rest of his shares sit indefinitely in his portfolio and collect dividends until into perpetuity. Adam Aron is invested in the success of AMC. Anybody that doubts that has not been paying attention. So it's really worth investing your faith that Adam Aron knows what he's doing. He is not like other CEOs that dilute companies to death. He has successfully brought companies from the brink 4 separate times, including AMC, and he's doing it again. Put some faith in him and trust that he knows what he's doing. He is one of those few CEOs that is really out there for his shareholders. He does care about us. there is something very different about that guy that separates him from the other CEOs that I have witnessed. So it behooves all of you to put a little bit of faith in what he's doing. That felt like a pretty good rant. I think I am going to make that into its own video.
That was very
Click
delightful.
that one.
You see Smelly Finger in there talking about good old Sensionics. It had quite the move there.
Yeah, I'll go check that out.
I mean, it's only up a little close to 2.5%, but it was it did some stuff today.
All right, let's go take a look at it. All right, Sensionics. So Sensionics, we've got. Is somebody really asking me if GME is dead, dude? No, it's not. It's not. God.
Pioneers
These
for
are
the
some very
fjords.
nice, very nice moves. I like this stair step pattern. This is a very good setup. Okay. Very nice setup. All right, we tapped some liquidity pools. We cracked through 2 of them at once, so this is some healthy pullback. I think we need to see Sensionics retest this 190 level one more time. If it tests and bounces off of this, or if it never touches it and bounces, then that's a good signal. But I'll expect this to waver down and test it one more time before it takes off. Sensionics is making some really nice moves. The new insurance coverage under Elevance Health is a big deal for Sensionics. This marks their first foray into an insurer with access to United States insured customers. I think they're getting ready to send their product to market for the next generation of their Eversense.
It's like a pretty big deal to me.
Definitely. I really do like this setup. This is very nice. This is very nice. Ideal bullish scenario is this just cups. Just create another U and goes up from there. But more likely scenario is we consolidate sideways for a little while. Maybe into early next week. Be careful, you got some bearish divergence here. This pretty much signals this downtrend move that we're moving in right now. Just a little bit of retracement. Your MACD indicator is setting up lower highs though, so we might get some stronger pullback here in a minute. All right. Okay, Justin, I'll take a look at Fubo.
Just in case.
All right, let's see what's going on. What's going on? Okay, Fubo. Oh, Jesus. If you're long in it, congratulations. Let's see. All right, you're hitting some resistance right now. It's kind of formed an abandoned island. Nice push. Very nice push. That's actually quite surprising. You know, I almost bet on Fubo for earnings, and I didn't at the last second. I decided against it at the last second. I kind of wish I had. This was a nice move. What is this? Yeah, it's 88%, please.
Volume on AMC is picking up. Get out of this cup and handle.
All right. I'll take a look at this after I finish analyzing this.
Oh yeah, Dave, my calls just went green. Look at that.
All right. All right, you have this first cup and handle set up, and now it's already cleared its previous resistance. For me, bailout point is $3.86. Why is the price all screwed up? 385. Bailout point is 385. If it crosses below that point, then basically that's it. Your play's done. But what you can do is you can trade this pullback and wait for it to come back down. I'd estimate it'll test $4, maybe undercut it a little bit before making a continuation move. This is a very strong chart. Or you can just hold it throughout and wait until you're happy taking profits. The setup here. Okay. This looks very strong, to be honest with you. Fubos, if your contracts have a long time till expiration, then I would hold on to them. If you have shares or if you're holding on to if you're holding on to shares or you got some long expiring options like leaps or something like that, I would hold on to this because it's now showing some strength and your MACD is just crossed up again on the 2-hour. There's some really good momentum going here, and there's continuation on the daily MACD as well. So ride this out. I would probably keep a close eye on the hourly MACD if you're near till expiration. Like if you're closing, if you're going to be forced to close an option position within the next either tomorrow. If you're only in until tomorrow, then I would sell it first thing in the morning, whatever it's trading at. If you're going out till next week, you can see what it closes at on Friday. If it looks bullish going into Friday close, then you could try swinging them over the weekend, but you might see some retracement on Monday. All depends on how the chart's set up for the rest of the day today. If it can hold this level of support that it's got right now, then you're in luck. Let me get rid of these liquidity levels. They're kind of stretching my chart too much. Okay. Yeah, if you test and bounce $4, that's good. Very bullish. It needs to pull back a little bit. If it tests and bounces off of $4, that's bullish. If it tests and bounces off of $4.15 and never crosses below, very bullish. But you got a really nice pennant forming here. Very nice bull pennant. See that here. It might end up forming more of a bull flag and retracing a bit downwards, but look for this breakout above this line. Set up a trend line following the tops of the wicks and look for a breakout above it. If you get this breakout, then you've got continuation. Hang on for the next run. Okay. Hey, Remy, thanks for the $2. Am I still bullish on DRV and SRS? I don't think that I traded SRS, but I was trading DRV. DRV got smacked when the market just took XLRE in the opposite direction. Right now, it is looking pretty like it's looking like it's wanting to bounce, and I'm bearish on the. I'm very bearish on the real estate market altogether. In order to look at DRV, I feel it's better to look at. It's actually better to look at XLRE. That's the real estate sector ETF that it targets. And what I see here is a head and shoulders beginning to form. There's actually two possible head and shoulders. You have this very large one beginning to form here. So if we get this pattern continuing, then by the end of September, you might see DRV skyrocketing as XLRE takes a dive. The other possibility that I see here is that XLRE might be doing a 3 drives pattern. It made this one huge drive, retraced, drove again. Now I'd expect it for it to either complete this head and shoulders or to retrace to here and then drive one last time before coming back down. XLRE, I'm overall bearish on the ETF, although I definitely did not time it well. I would say hold off in the near term. Definitely don't bet any YOLOs on it for August, but keep an eye on the housing market data, which overall the housing market's not looking very healthy, and commercial real estate is having trouble getting people back into their offices. So that might be a factor. Okay. Yeah, this last pump on XLRE kind of took me by surprise, but the CPI data just made everybody so ecstatic. The one thing that tells me that it's just a false, is just a head fake, is that the volume is so low. The volume here is so low, it doesn't really justify the price action. Thanks for that data there, Chaos. Okay. Biggest shareholders for AMC, according to the top institutional shareholders data, is Vanguard, BlackRock, Susquehanna, Jane Street, and Citadel. Collectively, they own about I'd say 140 million shares. I'm just doing round numbers. No idea at all what's going to happen, though. All right. Okay, let's head back over to AMC and zoom in on this chart here. Let's see what's going on. Let's get down to the 5-minute. Heading into power hour, and AMC is starting to show some strength. Look at that. All right, so here we got a big bullish move to the upside. And now it looks like we're forming a triangle here, bouncing around. Between these levels. This is where we might see continuation going into Friday, which would be excellent. If we just gapped up on Friday and put even more of these calls in the money, that would just make my day. Lauren Culp, yes. If you sell your AMC before the dividend, then you will lose your right to receive APE. If you sell your AMC before August 22nd, then you will not get APE shares. Once you have gotten your APE shares, you're not going to lose those. Those are yours. Those are yours to keep. I'm not telling you what to do, but if you sell your AMC shares before the 19th, then you don't get APE. And you can buy as much AMC between now and the 19th if you want to get more APE shares. I've seen this one floating around a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. I don't do very quick analysis on all of these. Let's see. Oh yeah, Tuesday morning. This one was very interesting. I forgot what exactly caused this. I don't remember if there was even news or anything, or if this was just some short covering. That might have been what this was just a bunch of short covering. because it was just a very volatile spike and then a V-shaped retracement. I would kind of I would be inclined to kind of stay out of it for right now just to see what it does. But I'm keeping an eye on it. Hey, Justin, no problem. I didn't see what the short interest on Fubo was. I know it was pretty high. I want to say, if I'm going off of memory, it was like 18% of short interest over the free float. But I'm looking at it on another screen. I'm just waiting for it to load. Oh, it was much higher than that. It was 30%, 29.5, but 30%. Yeah, that's pretty significant. Most of the shorts have gotten in at less than $4.50. A good bit of them added to their positions between $2.50 and $3.50. So most shorts are underwater now. So that's a good sign that, this might put some pressure on them if they've been holding on to their positions for quite a while. If I look at the average age of the loans, Fubo average age on loan is about 76 days, so that puts you back at around like early May. Yeah, most of the shorts will be underwater. At least a good portion of them. About 10% of the shorts are underwater. There's a lot more that have been holding on for longer than that. They could be up big on their position, and this might not matter so much to them. But if the price starts to challenge like $6, $7, $8, that's going to make them nervous. Hey, Docs. Check stud and king. When you chart them out, it comes up as me. Oh wow. This one got punished. The VWAP is looking strange. I don't know. Is this the right ticker? Stud. Ticker stud. This is definitely not it. It's not showing up for me. I don't see it. I don't know what exchange this trades on. If this doesn't trade on a US exchange, I might not be able to look at it.
Just look
Oh God, it went right over my fucking head. That joke went right over my head. Jesus, man. I am the dumbest. I am the dumbest smart person in my life. I hope you know that. Thank you.
Serious.
I appreciate it. I will accept the compliment and try to forget that happened. Oh God, it's just one of those days, isn't it? Let's go check out Biora. All right. Biora, I love the strength of this move that it made. I scaled out of some of my position in Biora just because it was up huge and the calls were expiring August 19th, but I'm probably going to trade those. Oh, yep, thank you. I got it. All right, here's Biora's chart. So Biora, for those that are new, if you watch me regularly, then you probably should already know well what this ticker is. But if you don't, they're creating a smart pill that you swallow, and it injects very special intravenous medicines into the intestinal lining safely. They had some recent success in a new human study back in July, and they've also published a new paper, which was the reason for this move that happened just a couple of days ago, or yesterday, actually, first thing in the morning. So it was some really good moves here on Biora. The retracement here right now, clearly a bullish pennant. So we'll see how this thing shakes out. But going into earnings, I'm pretty bullish. I'll probably wait for just before, and if it doesn't quite break out of this, I might end up with a bigger position and see what their guidance is, because money, revenue, Earnings per share doesn't really matter with this company. What is going to matter is their guidance and their partnership opportunities. So their earnings call is going to be a significant moment for this company, kind of a defining moment for what kind of success we can expect from them in the near to long term. Okay, I see a
Probably worth
lot of.
mentioning a few earnings things we have this evening. Rivian,
That's right. We do have
for
Rivian.
example. There's Chicken Soup for the Soul, if anyone's still in that. Or got into that Soundhound.
I'm not too interested in Chicken Soup for the Soul myself. The whole Redbox thing was a sham. That was a sham buyout. Big hostile takeover.
Ooh, AMC's moving, Jack.
There we go. Ooh, we already got that breakout. All right, this analysis is dead. This analysis is dead. This is
Oh
officially.
man, my
no
calls are
longer
up
applying.
15%. Hell yeah.
All right, there we go.
BNGO's waking up too.
God, these are so expensive.
Hey, T, just thought throw it out there real quick. Man, we killed it on that BNGO play.
You killed it on BNGO. I'm sorry I didn't
We
get a chance to look at it yet.
we banked on that.
Oh,
Shout
man,
out
I-
to
BNGO.
you.
Oh
I
wow!
bought,
Congratulations.
I bought 25 $4 calls at 325 yesterday, and
Wow.
earlier today I sold 10 of them. You know, I spent $100, and then I sold 10 of them for 319, and I'm still holding on to 15.
Wow. All right. Congratulations. Are you guys in Rivian too? Can I just like copy your trades?
No, not in Rivian.
Well, give me another one. I need something like that. I don't even know why I work anymore. I just need to like hand you guys the keys to my brokerage and just be like whatever you want. Just make sure that you do the same trade on my portfolio.
Yeah, but
You guys
some
have
of the
been
plays
killing
we
it
do are
lately.
pretty degenerate, dude. Pretty fucking degenerate. Oh, pretty degenerate. I said pretty far. Hi.
Hey, Spicy Ginger. Yeah, I'll take a look at that short interest. I'll keep it up for after we close today.
Did somebody say degenerate?
Have you read the recent messages in the Algobot dev, by the way, True Demon?
Messages. Sorry, say that again.
You might. I was wondering if you'd read the recent messages in the Algobot dev that we were talking about.
I read some of them, but we won't discuss them here.
No, I just want.
I'll keep an eye out on them. All right, let me see.
Ooh, Bingo's getting some volume.
Is it gonna be round two?
Let's go. Jimmy's gonna tap 26 for the close of the day. Let's do it. Yo, TD, check out live stream chat. Captain Insano made this for the pressure bust pipes.
Oh man.
I love that.
That's too
pressure
funny.
bust pipes.
Pressure bust pipes. All right, Elfly, I got your I got your Vortex data up here. Or Spicy Ginger 69, and thank you again for the $10. So short interest of free float right now is at 5.63. Percentage of free float on loan is 6.31. There's still some downside available in this one. Utilization is a little bit high, and it is on the threshold list, but that doesn't mean that they can't pull out some more shorts. The threshold list, it's very recently added to the threshold list. Security lending volume is rising, so I'd just like lay back, wait for them to finish pounding it, and see what the company's outlook is for the future. As far as the actual outlook, monetarily speaking, or at least from the technicals, it looks very bearish going into earnings. Like they've already priced in a bad earnings report. So, with that being said, it's possible that you might see a pop. Because this is getting pounded down strongly. And there's a bad estimate on it. I don't know anything about this company right now, but seeing how far it's retraced as of recent, I don't know. I might take this one might look like a contrarian bet to me, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the fundamentals, financials are for this company. It's not one that I've looked into in the past, so I'm not sure exactly what I can tell you. But there's the short interest in the Ortex data, so yeah, go for it. Okay.
Check out that Pro XGT game that he put in live stream chat. And General Disarray too. Those are some massive gains, bro.
Nice gains. Look at that.
Wow.
Hell's trading floor.
Oh wow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta share a congratulations for this one. All right. Trade of the week. BNGO $4 calls expiring August 19th. A 2,900% gain. You don't have to share what the notional value of that trade was, Prox, but if you want to, I will post it to the stream because that's a pretty amazing play. And just so that everybody else here knows that's listening in YouTube land, I had nothing to do with this trade. This is all the trading floor. Everybody on the trading floor got in and jumped in on this play. They're the ones doing all of the DD. All you have to do is just hang out in the trading floor and just be a part of the community, and you will hear some pretty baller trades that are going on daily here.
I would have gotten if I'd had any liquidity. I was really kicking myself.
That was all boule, TD.
Yeah,
Well,
I
right
posted
on,
it in my
Boule.
channel. I posted it in my channel. We got it from the Divergence inspect the FINRA scan, and we
Interesting.
tested the theory because it happened before with the cannabis tickers, but it took like 2 or 3 months to play out. So these came out too. If you go into the Boule channel, you'll see it. Those came
Interesting.
out with a few other ones, and they ended up playing through. It just took time. Like it just took a long time for that.
All right. Well, good play, dude. Very well played. The other one that I'm looking at, actually, as a matter of fact, is Curve Torrid Holdings. This is actually a women's clothing store that I've been to these stores. They're actually pretty nice. The clothes are very nice. They market to women that are a little bit extra curvy, and they make really nice clothes. Very stylish. Good for the ladies with those extra curves. And anyway, this was called out to me by DM Calls. So he brought this to my attention, and it does look pretty strong. We're coming up from an ABCD positive wave, so very bullish looking. It already broke out of its channel, which you can see here, and this one's pretty heavily shorted as well. going into earnings early September. What more can you ask for? Hey, Clint Beastwood, thanks for the $5. Shout out to everyone in HTF except Captain Insano.
Except that guy.
Except Insano. Man, what an Insano. What did you do to Clint? Oh, I see. You made a stupid amount of money. That's what you did. Dudes. My dudes.
Insane. Look at that. 330%.
I need to be paying more attention. I need to be paying more attention when I'm at work. I've been stuck at work and I haven't been able to like make any of these trades like what y'all are pointing out. That's nice. I'll tell you what. I'll put another one on y'all's radar. The SNMP. I'm looking at this one. I haven't taken a position yet, but SNMP is natural gas recycling. They do like oil, natural gas, petroleum recycling. And their chart's been in consolidation for quite a while, and they're going into earnings. I'm kind of expecting it to be. I'm kind of expecting a lot out of them, actually. I'm kind of curious what they might do. These guys trade on the ARCA exchange. So they're a little bit unusual. I can't trade Amex with my broker. But what was interesting about this one to me was that it was extremely heavily shorted. It was something in the neighborhood of like 40% of their float was sold short. It was a little bit extreme. This is actually the same exchange that SNMP trades on. Or not SNMP. This is SNMP. Man, my brain is really not working today. Sensionics, SENS. Hey, General Disarray, thanks for the $5. Appreciate all of you on HTF, not just for the knowledge, but camaraderie and especially the support from the members. Right on, dude. Man, today's a good day. I'm glad everybody is making a stupid amount of money. That's fantastic. I do have to take a look at Redbox just to see where it currently is. Yeah.
Even when I'm not making a stupid amount of money, it's still, yeah.
It's always
feeling of hang out with everyone and like being like, yeah, it's just the community is like priceless, really.
Absolutely. We were all here when the market was down not too long ago. We were still all here holding each other up. Here for the good times and the bad.
That's what it's about, man. Man, shout out to the 186 viewers that we have currently watching the stream. Thank you guys so much. If you're new to Hell's Trading Floor, you haven't been here before, please drop the video a like and subscribe if you haven't been a member already. And if you want to get in on some of these plays that we point out, most of this magic happens in our Discord on Hell's Trading Floor. So if you want to join that, you can join us through our Patreon link, which is in the description of this video. And you can check us out at patreon.com/thedevilsbroker, or you can connect directly to our Discord and follow the join instructions that you'll get emailed to you once you join discord.gg/Hell's Trading Floor.
Me and Gio's catching a bid.
I see that. Let's go.
I just realized that my microphone is like way too quiet right now. Let me go see if I can fix that.
Also, it looks like never mind.
Sounds all right to me.
I get some complaints from a few folks that are watching on their televisions. Sometimes TVs don't have the same. They have noise modulation, and it basically just mutes everything that I say. I feel like it's easier to just be a little bit louder.
You're coming through on the wrong channel. The TV doesn't have the wrong channels playing for your voice.
Sounds all right on my TV as well, actually. But what volume I got on?
All right, Curtis. Well, that's fine. I understand not wanting to use Patreon, which is exactly why we're trying to get the hell off of it. So I definitely feel you there. We are getting off of Patreon very soon. I'm trying to get we're trying to get our website up, hellstradingfloor.com. It's still in the works right now, so it's not quite ready. But once we do, we'll cut over to using a new platform that we've already got partially set up called LaunchPass, and we will not be using Patreon anymore. But we got to wait for the website to be finished so that we have a place to actually post the links and you can join through there. False Angel, my TV has the hell frequency. I like the name, by the way.
666 megahertz.
666 megahertz. All right. Oh, BBBY is looking strong. Let's go pull this up. Take a look. Okay, yeah, I think BBBY might be doing continuation. Let's go check out the 5-minute chart, see what it does. I'm going to draw this along the tops of the market hour levels. And I'm going to try to ignore the after hours trades. See, this is what I'm expecting from Bed Bath & Beyond. It's been forming this triangle here. So what I'm expecting for it to do is to keep doing these style moves. And then once it gets to the top of the wedge, at the very end, make another run. I have a feeling that it's going to undercut this wedge just a little bit. Right here at about the 950 level. This is where I'm watching it. So I've got, you can see I've got a limit right here at $10. I'm actually expecting it to undercut to about 950. I have not considered streaming on Rumble. Maybe it's a better platform, maybe it isn't, I don't know. But this works for me. All right, we got to get the last 18 minutes in, and then I'm going to grab a coffee. So right after the bell rings, I'll play an ad, and we'll go ahead and take a quick coffee break, and then I'll come back and we'll hang out a little bit longer. I luckily have a little bit more time today. Got some work messages coming through while I'm trying to stream. Man, having 2 jobs like this gets complicated, I got to tell you guys. Trying to day trade while trying to be an InfoSec consultant whenever clients can just call you unannounced and demand your attention no matter what you're doing at any hour of the day. It's a little obnoxious, you know?
Obnoxious. Oh, for them to call you any time of day.
Yeah. Like I've literally gotten calls from like Jamaica or some damn place at 3 in the morning. Because they wake up at they'll wake up at 6 a.m. and start their day, and they'll just call me right away. They don't even think about what time zone I'm in.
I assume if there was an issue with the HTF, you wouldn't mind what time of day it was.
It's always in the middle of the trading day here on the fourth circle of hell.
Yeah.
Okay. That's taken care of, at least for right now. AMC still moving very strongly. I think it's time to scale into some YOLOs. Let's see what it do. It's moving so strong. This stair step pattern is very bullish. I really do like this. It's getting ready to break out of this resistance, I hope.
Damn, scrap.
Let's see what else everybody's got going on. Holy smokes.
Snap.
Scrap Queen, is that? Oh, wow.
That's what I was saying.
I'm
Wow.
learning.
Nice
I'm making money,
trade.
baby.
Nice trade.
That's fantastic.
Nice trade. Wow. Good time to buy AMC. Congratulations. That's a big win.
Thank you. And I have a better average on Oxy than Warren Buffett. Thank you.
Nice. That's right. Fuck you, Warren. You got nothing on the Scrap Queen. Warren Buffett has no idea how to trade like a champion. If you want to trade like a queen.
There you go. Thank you.
All right. Revlon is starting to test those lower levels like I was saying. We'll see if it gets down to 650 and bounce from there. All of my positions on Revlon expire the Friday after August 19th. That's August 26th. So all of those trades, all of those call positions, August 26th. I'm not betting on the 19th. I'm betting for the Friday after the 19th. That gives me time to decide if the move is going to happen or not. Okay. BRQS. All right, I'll check it out, but BRQS has been beaten down. I think it's got to consolidate down here a little bit more. BRQS, the one thing I will give to it is that it does respect technicals. It does respect technicals pretty consistently. Well, it did break out of a wedge. So if this bat cipher doesn't play out, then it could just keep going. But if the bat cipher does play out, then it's going to retrace down here and test these lows again before making any move in either direction. So you don't know which way it's going to go. All right, GOVX. Nice consolidation. I like the pennant shape to it. But it is a little bit tight. Very volatile. The one thing that I'll say about GovX is that it's been very volatile since it's made its first move here. If it breaks $3, then it's good to 340. If it breaks 340, then likely to see some continuation of this megaphone pattern. I'm not going to cover Megal. Megal is a scam. I'm not going to cover that ticker. I'm not going to tell people about that ticker. I'm sorry. FaZe is getting crushed right now. I would rather wait to see a MACD cross in the 1 hour before I even think about getting FaZe. I don't like the way this is moving. It was a nice move from here to here, but this was a bull trap. This strikes me as a r/short squeeze pump and dump, to be honest with you. Whoever was buying FaZe for a pump and dump was buying it all the way back down here, and then they helped drive the media narrative on short squeeze. I've seen this one playing out quite a bit. People get onto r/short squeeze because it doesn't take much. All you have to do is just post some really nice emojis and some DD that looks decent but may not necessarily be true. And then you get plays like this where it pops up like crazy and then collapses on itself as soon as the pump and dumper is happy with their position and sells out. Hey, Admin Tablet, yeah, we did talk about Biora. Fun reports. Let's see. Man, y'all, okay. Let's catch up with chat here. All right. Angel Flores Jr. I looked at Revlon. I'm expecting a bounce at 650. That's where the 100 period moving average is on the 2 hour chart. Look for those. I use smooth moving averages to point out those levels to me. I would expect some pretty strong support there. This Friday, calls below 650, you're probably going to die. But as long as the puts that are at $5 next week don't go in the money, then we're in good shape. Is AMC going to fall next week because no more ape dividend? What? There is... What? Ape dividend? No more ape dividend? What are you talking about?
I guess they mean people, that people might be buying in now to get the dividend. That would be my read of it. I didn't no more ape dividends to,
But don't they have to
attract people.
to get in?
Was it Numbskully? Was that you?
Yeah, they have till the 19th to get the dividend, right?
Yeah. You have until the 19th to buy shares, and then you receive your dividend shares on the 22nd. So that Monday, you have up until next Friday to buy as much AMC as you want to get your ape shares, and then you receive your ape shares on the 22nd.
Yeah, so I didn't understand the question that was being asked.
Okay. Well, the question reads to me like the ape dividend just disappeared, and that's not true. The dividend is still going on, so you can buy as much AMC as you want to get more ape shares later on, but the dividend record date is on the 19th. So up until the 19th, you buy as much as you want, and then you get your shares for ape on the 22nd. So I don't know what
the answer they were looking for.
Okay. Yeah, I see
was my
continuation
read.
and strength in AMC. Like I see the strength coming in. There's more volume here in AMC than there has been in months. It's been beautiful. Like all of June, it was next to nothing, just totally dead silent here. And now all of a sudden we're getting all of this huge pop in volume. Like look at the 2 hour chart. Look at what the volume's done just here in the recent. The earnings tab is blocking a bunch of it. But here's the big cluster of volume that I'm talking about. You notice that there's big volume on the green days, but there's little volume on the red days. I'm getting yanked around on too many tickers right now. I'll take ticker requests after the bell. Okay, we're gonna focus in on the last bit of due diligence for our big four tickers. Let's go ahead and put them all up here. I didn't even look at GameStop yet, and I know that we're all watching with bated breath what GameStop is going to do. The consolidation here on top of the 200 period moving average on the 15 minute looks really bullish to me. 50 period moving average on the 1 hour. GameStop looks like it's got continuation in store for it coming into next week. I'd be bullish on GameStop going into next week just based on what the volume is like and the fact that it retraced to this perfect level. Still going up overall, moving averages, all moving in the upward direction. Looks very nice. AMC, same story. 1 hour chart, all moving averages moving in the same direction. You got the 200, the 50, and the 20 all moving up in unison together. AMC is continuously setting up higher highs and higher lows. We gotta break this last high to get another higher high. But we bounced off of the signal, the moving average on the RSI, and the MACD had crossed back here in pre-market. So we've got more continuation in store for AMC. Revlon. Why can't I see Revlon? There you are. Oh, because it was on the 1 minute chart. I was like, why am I looking at this on the 1 minute chart? All right, Revlon on the 1 hour, the 20 is crossed below the 50, so it's bearish in the short term, but now it's about ready to bounce off of the 200 period moving average on the 1 hour chart. So this is a big area of support. I'd expect to see a bounce here, and what we're likely to see is for this RSI to pop up and start reversing trend. All right, so let's be watching all of our favorite tickers. Bobby on the 1 hour. Bobby needs to retest its 50 period moving average one more time on the 1 hour chart, and then it'll keep going, is my thinking. All right, let's move down to the 1 minute on each of these.
Ooh, bingo, ouch.
Got way too much stuff going on this screen, but we try to make it work. All right. AMC is getting hammered into close. GameStop's still holding up, but also getting hammered into close until the seller volume and the day traders are looking to get out. But we're hitting support right here at the 39.50 level. This is a good level. Bed Bath & Beyond tapping 1060, and Revlon starting to see some green going into close at 671. The volume is starting to surge in the last few minutes of the day. The 1 minute chart's looking very good. Just remember that we do the 1 minute charts for the fun, not for the technicals. I don't ever trade 1 minutes. It's too noisy. Did I hear kill candle on BNGO?
It's kind of looking like it, but it's fighting.
day traders taking profits. It's bouncing off of a 200 period moving average on the 1 minute. Every single time that it did that, it went on a run the very next test.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding. That's the bell. All right.
That's a good day, folks. That's a very good day in the market, folks.
Oh yeah. Big gains in the HTF.
Absolutely. Congratulations to everybody that got in on BNGO. Excellent, excellent trading. Let's go switch over to the 15-minute chart and recap the day. So GameStop started the day very green and then collapsed back down to retest its 200 period moving average on the 15-minute chart. BNGO moved very green as well and then came back down to retest a 20 period moving average on the 15-minute chart. It is looking like it's getting hammered right now, but I'd be looking to see if it bounces again going into open tomorrow. Revlon still trading in a downward channel at the moment. The 15-minute moving averages are crossing down on all fronts. However, on the 1 hour, we still see that we have quite a bit of support below us, and we are testing the 200 period moving average. I'll be expecting a pop from Revlon going into the morning session tomorrow to see if we can close back above 750. This is the level that we want to be above at all times. So a close below is not ideal. We need to see some strength to come back into it and bring it back above that 750 level for Friday close. It's not critical for the purpose of the options expiring this week. However, the options expiring next week are mainly at 750 and above. So we need to see these green closes and start reversing trend back to the upside as soon as possible. It seems like the selling pressure is mostly due to the earnings, which was bad, although this was kind of expected. The earnings per share is unsurprisingly extremely negative because the company is going into bankruptcy. If the company can restore some of its equity value, there is a possibility that they could do something to exchange some of their debt for equity and return some value to the company. AMC looking very strong. Closed the day at $25.45. It had a very nice strong move at open, testing $26, which we have already previously been at once before, and now we have tested it for the third time. Got rejected right at the very end of the day by the day traders. If we can see some nice momentum going into tomorrow's morning session, I would expect to see AMC break above $26 and possibly run from there. However, the other scenario is AMC will open red and then need to test its 50 period moving average. That's this green line right here. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a quick break and grab a cup of coffee, and I'm going to play an ad really quickly. If y'all want to stay, I'll come and take some ticker requests for the next, we'll say, 1 hour after the bell. Thanks very much. See you guys in a few minutes.
Curve is up 4%.
Big green boomer candle.
What just went up?
Curve, C-U-R-V.
Curve getting a swerve. Whoa, look at that.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go check on my doggies, let them out and stuff, and I'll check back up over here in a little bit. But other than that, badass day today. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Good day. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow morning, Mr. Boulay. If I don't see you later tonight.
Peace out.
Later, man. TD wasn't joking when he said quick out of it, was he?
Later, Boulay.
Jake from State Farm wants us to look at Dave. We talked about Dave earlier today.
You've been talking about me.
Not you, the Dave.
Oh, that Dave. The other Dave.
symbol.
What were you saying about it? Out of interest.
It's been moving a little bit. It's been doing some stuff.
Do you think that was a result of mine moving more than normal? Huh?
Perhaps Dave wakes up. Dave wakes up. It's not that hard to figure out. It's Dave Incorporated. You know, you can't
So-
argue logic and facts.
It's got my name on it, so what does the other Dave do?
I have no clue.
Sounds like he gets traded a lot.
But there's their 1 hour chart in the live stream chat.
Oh, not on the YouTube. I was looking at the YouTube.
No, logical. TD just went for some coffee. He'll return shortly. Just kind of brewing up some coffee. He said
Yeah,
he'll stream for about another hour after he gets back.
I wasn't trying to rush him at all.
Is logical even in here? Yeah, he is. Okay.
What's it? Todd Bigsley was asking, how about the 30% institutional owned shares of Ape?
Can you hear me now?
Of Ape.
Good.
Yeah.
Will those be lent out?
All right, just making sure. It shut my mic off again. I just asked if it was over because I didn't want to come in here and let loose on anything and, still be streaming.
Yep. No, we are definitely still on the YouTube stream live on air.
All right,
Let
just
me
making
text
sure.
you, Dave.
I was reading one of the questions, but I didn't know where TD got up to, so I started at the bottom.
Yep, we got about 182 YouTube watchers watching.
Probably not the best time for a rant.
No, the logical rant would include several violations of YouTube's mommy code.
Would be demonetized, so most certainly. So, do you know where TD got up to on the questions? Or does we go from the bottom?
Drake Snell in the YouTube asked, "What are your thoughts on Blackberry? Good short percentage play or squeeze?" What's Blackberries look like? Anybody have Vortex on Blackberry?
Blackberry's an original meme.
It is one of the original memes.
Yeah.
I can look it up. What are you looking for?
The short interest.
Give me 1 second.
It kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders on the 1 hour. Kinda. Looks like it's trying to print that right shoulder.
Estimated short interest percent of free float is about 6.75% right now.
Well, there you go.
There is a auto trading signal to sell Blackberry today because there is an event, investor conference today, and apparently there's some correlation. Not massively strong correlation. Like 3 out of 5 stars.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm looking at the signals for it right now. Today, event investor conference on day. So yesterday, investor conference day before. So then it looks like there was some RSI triggers on August 9th for buy signals.
None of them too high significance. I only tend to really look at the. I tend to filter out anything below like 4 stars. Just like when I'm shopping on Amazon.
I don't know if you look at the Delta rates. It looks like they had a mirror on a huge mirror. It was about 6 days ago, 7 days ago, and then it had another mirror 2 days ago. On Blackberry.
When you what do you mean by a mirror?
The when the Delta and the Delta 2 rate are nearly identical.
The top
like
version. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, yep. When you got like if you look just at the second line down, it has a negative 97.0182%, and then the Delta 2 rate is negative 109.1696, which are pretty damn close to each other.
I apologize to Todd because I know we're not supposed to say that anymore. But it's all I know it by.
Yeah, yep. It's a thing. It's a thing we see.
I don't see. I would be quite proud to have a, indicator name or a signal named after me.
So there you go. Who asked about that Drake's now? I think that was a pretty alright analysis of the old Blackberry.
Oh, I didn't quite catch that. She's talking about Drake's.
Drake's.
I thought.
No. The Drake Snell from the YouTube had asked about Blackberry, and that's why we were talking about it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a ticker. Sorry. Thanks for the clarification. That would have to be a penny stock, wouldn't it? It would be a pink sheet, the five characters.
Right.
Was it you, Chef, who called out that BNGA?
That was Mr. Boulay.
Boulay, oh yeah, of course, sorry.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's been watching it for a while. He picked it up off of the that Tiblio watch list on the Discord there. It prints out that list, and then he says about when it prints it, it's about 2, maybe 3 months afterwards. It seems to do some stuff.
Now a big red candle on curve. Ouch.
Ooh.
So, Charlie Uniform, Romeo Victor.
This guy is back. Hide user. Bye bye.
Which guy? TD.
No, in the YouTube
No.
chat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Little bit of spam.
Been a long time since I've had some spam. Do you have that meat in America? Do they?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
meat in the can. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I used to love it when I was a kid.
Yeah, we used to fry it and have it on sandwiches.
Folks in Hawaii eat it a lot. They like the spam fried rice.
That sounds, yeah, interesting.
Didn't know you could do that with spam.
Spam's wonderful. Spam.
Yeah, just as you make your normal fried rice, but use it for your protein. You use some spam and grill your spam, right? Kind of cube it up, make it little tiny cubes.
I was going
Grill it with
to
your
say,
stuff.
Chef would know.
I was going to say, welcome to Hell's Kitchen, but that name's already taken, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Somebody, we do not want to be copyrighted on that one. That's for sure.
Definitely couldn't be on live stream, get demonetized immediately.
Yeah. But I mean, if we could get him as guest, I mean, I'd certainly be disappointed if we turn that down.
That would be something.
It would be quite something. Did anyone talk about the news, like the Miami? Do you see about the Miami judge that's ruled that retail traders can sue Robinhood for taking away the buy button in January, basically?
No, I didn't know that.
Ruled, Miami judge ruled that an hour or two ago. Some other interest. There's some GME. There was some deal they're doing to get like the top 10 NFTs, like to be traded on their new platform. Not sure if it's specified top 10 by what. I know we're not. There's not really much of NFT traders in here. I got probably because all of us got into it, got pretty burned mainly, I think. Yeah, and if you think the stock market is corrupt and unregulated, like people, scamming and shit and stuff. I didn't get that one. So I don't think it picked either of those up.
I definitely feel disadvantaged.
You feel disadvantaged?
In the stock market, yes.
Well, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are at a massive disadvantage. Obviously, the resources that we have individually don't compare with hedge funds, but we can't create phantom shares and things like that. That's not we're outside the system a little bit, aren't we? But we'll change that slowly. I mean, we think the progress that this community's made just up to now is pretty incredible. I'm pretty excited for where we can take it. Despite being massively down on my portfolio, I think, in the long run, the value of this community outweighs any of that.
I love this place. I love all you guys.
Me too. It's like, I just don't want to do anything else really. I know I should do other things like get out of the house, exercise. Yeah. So I know a lot of us. I mean, there's like pretty much everyone here. I can't think of anyone in the community that doesn't feel that similar passion and the drive, and we're all in this together. So
Yeah, we make an awesome group.
I got a phone call from my dad arranged to get me to see they phoned up and said, we're from alcohol addiction services. And I held back saying I don't drink because I assumed that they do other things as well. So,
Hey guys, I am back.
Hey.
Hey.
Thanks for everybody's patience. I was just grabbing something really quick to eat, get some coffee. All right, so
that's good, man.
Let's go back and check over some tickers, see what everybody is requesting.
Curve is back up to 660 now. It's back and forth.
Okay. Curve looks like it's going to
180 savvy.
All right.
Was that sorry?
It's all good. Curve looks like it's still moving pretty strongly. I'm waiting to see how it shapes up going into next week. Again, this was a DM call out. I'm thinking that because they are currently set up as I believe they're currently 20% short over free float. Let me go pull up their Ortex really quick. Yep, currently set up at about 80% utilization. Free float on loan is 14%. Short interest of free float is 26.7%. Estimated value of the shorts is at $17.8 million. And the availability is beginning to evaporate. Currently set up at 200,000 shares available on IBKR. The put-call ratio is very bullish at 0.14. I don't currently have the short squeeze data in front of me. I'm not sure if this one will necessarily squeeze, but after doing some analysis on the setup based on its fundamental valuations and just kind of reviewing the work that DM Calls already did. I do feel pretty confident in this one. It actually looks like a really nice setup for a value play. Let's go over some of the other tickers and see what everybody else is asking for in the chat. All right. Can I look at Dave? I think Dave was pointed out to me before.
I was just about to post a picture actually of me with my fan.
Now, somebody actually pointed out DAVE to me yesterday, as a matter of fact, while it was trading at around 73 cents. Now it's testing 88 cents, so very nice. The MACD's crossed down on the 15-minute chart. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Looks like it's got an ABCD wave pattern on it currently on the 1 hour chart. So it may need to retrace going into tomorrow, but right now the MACD is very strong. The STC indicator is green, and the RSI is still moving to the upside. So at the moment, it looks like continuation is the letter of the day. Switch this back over to my bets list. I'll go ahead and add this one to the watch list. Very nice moves from Dave. We'll keep an eye on this one. Okay. Redbox is unfortunately gone. Redbox is being merged with Chicken Soup for the Soul. That is being finalized. We pretty much knew it was going to happen because Chicken Soup for the Soul owns more than 60% of the shares in Redbox. It was kind of a sham hostile takeover, and the idea was that we were trying to get it to squeeze as much as we could before that merger occurred, but it was always inevitable that it was going to happen. T2, GOVX, Ayla, and Jenny. Okay. We'll start with T2. I covered T2 Biosystems Incorporated a while ago. Oh man, I missed the move. T2 had broken down to the $11 level, and that had broken my risk, so I let go of it. And now, of course, as soon as that happens, that's when it decides to run. For a 128% gain. Man. Did they release any fundamental news? Yeah. Exploring development of diagnostic tests for monkeypox virus, and of course, the shares took off. So as soon as they say anything having to do with monkeypox, that's what sends them skyrocketing. These bots piss me off. If I could find who coded these things, I would go and just pound down their door and beat the crap out of them. These dudes make me mad. These bots suck. I hate them. Go away. Thank you, Scrap Queen, for taking care of that. I'm going to go ahead and report them. Every time we see that, just report them for sending me pornography. I don't want to see it. I'm tired of it. Watch me get demonetized and thrown off of YouTube for harmful and dangerous content because I say I want to beat up a malicious bot coder and scammers. Okay. Thoughts on BBIG? BBIG is still suspended pending the lawsuit with between John Colucci and Ted Farnsworth and Lisa King. It's going to be suspended on trading until the exchange is satisfied with the new information. So there's nothing really that I can do to comment on it. I'm still waiting for any fundamental news or any changes from the Zash CEO, Eric Finman. He is planning on coming back on to have his interview with us, but he doesn't want to do it while while BBIG is halted. He actually can't. And pending any kind of merger, which is possibly going to happen, I don't think that that is the cause of why BBIG is suspended, though. BBIG is suspended because of an ongoing lawsuit between John Colucci, who is the plaintiff, against Ted Farnsworth, and they're accusing them of a hostile takeover and just all sorts of bullshit. John Colucci he's an independent contractor that came into the company, suddenly declared himself the CEO, seized control of it, and decided that he was going to just sue the original Zash team that invested their money into the company in order to take it public. So doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It sounds to me like he is a saboteur and a malicious insider, and he honestly needs to be thrown in prison. John Colucci is a malicious insider. He is conducting corporate sabotage, and he's using the court system of Nevada to do it. That's my opinion. I think John Colucci is a scumbag who is just trying to damage shareholder value. Whatever his plan was, it makes no sense. Nothing he does or has been doing makes any kind of sense. And I don't know how this guy got into the company without something popping up on his background check. Anyway.
And Dave just took a big hit when I posted that picture.
Did it really? It did. Well, I guess we'll just have to see where Dave opens up at tomorrow. Oh, man, the timing. Okay, I'll take a look at Megal, but I'm going to tell you right now that it's a scam company IPO'd from Hong Kong. Flatlining. I wouldn't touch it. That's my opinion. After AMTD opened up and went from $7 up to $2,000 and then got shorted into oblivion, like Megal was the exact same setup, and it went up a little bit and then crashed immediately and shorted into the dirt, as it should be. This whole thing was just another setup pump and dump from a Hong Kong underwriter, which is probably backed by the Chinese government, just trying to swindle investors in the American exchange out of their money. I would stay as far away from this as possible. I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole. Sorry if I seem a little bit aggressive, but I've been getting hammered with like requests to do technical analysis on Megal. I'm like, y'all, it's a scam company. It's just it's there to take your money away from you, not something that you want to trade.
Would you touch Dave with your 10-foot pole?
If I had a soundbite of crickets, there would be crickets.
Don't answer that.
That's so mean.
TGL IPO'd and went crazy. Treasure Global. Oh, God. Is this another one? Man, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know what I can say about these IPOs, you guys. Like, they're all coming from Hong Kong underwriters.
Like everybody's looking for the next HKD, and they're all picking the companies from over there that are IPOing. Like, that's not going to happen again.
It's a Malaysian e-commerce. It's a Malaysian e-commerce platform. This is no. I'm staying away from these things. Like, I don't even want to talk about them because you don't know what direction it's going to go. It's definitely a scam company. It's definitely a pump and dump. Why would you expose yourself to that kind of risk? I mean, if you want to, okay, fine. Like, just buy a share or short a share, whatever, but be extremely careful of shorting it and only bet what you're willing to lose if you're going to go long in it, whatever it is. Expect to lose that money because these are scam companies. If it comes out that these companies are just like, for whatever reason, they're fraudulent, then what's going to happen is the exchange is going to close them out. It's going to just cease trading them and it will evaporate and disappear. So it's not something I'm willing to expose myself to or take any risks on trading. I'm just not willing to do it. It breaks all of my fundamental rules of trading sketchy companies. That's why I don't trade Mullen anymore, because the CEO was being sketchy. And I just decided, you know what? I'm staying out of it. I'm not touching it anymore. It's the same principle. Have some principles and some rules set up for yourself, and you'll don't like trying to speculate on the next AMTD. When I saw that thing was going to 2000, I was just like, okay, well, I know not to touch that. All right, Ayla Pharmaceuticals. Take a look at this one. All right, it had a Gartley pattern on a 1-hour chart that broke down and never played out, and it's continued to consolidate. However, given that it is on low volume, I'm beginning to wonder if it's now finding a bottom. Let's see. So we've got these higher lows. You have these lower highs. Actually, let me just ignore the pre-market volume and just focus on the daily highs and lows. Okay. Okay, they filed a shelf registration statement for offering of stocks and warrants. So they are preparing to dilute. That happened in July, early July, and then all of a sudden took off at the end of July. Interesting. They are a micro float company with a very teeny tiny market cap. It's probably one that, while having the possibility of squeezing, is probably more prone to pump and dump. It's probably not a ticker that I would personally like to go after. Doesn't mean that it can't turn around and go to the upside. I do find it very interesting that it's finding strength here and it's bouncing off of this low. I think that if it can continue to show some strength and keep bouncing off of this trend line, then as long as it's staying above this trend line, then yes, it could be set up for a run. I'm looking at the Ortex data, and it looks a bit strange though. The utilization is extremely low. It's barely shorted at all. But now there's very recent security lending that's coming into it, so utilization is rising sharply. I would kind of stay out of the way of it for a little while and see what it does. If it continues to consolidate going into earnings, even as short interest climbs, that might be a good sign. But this one's a bit uncertain for me. I find it interesting that it was so heavily shorted before, while it was trading above $6. And even then, that's very little short interest. Like 3.6% is pretty low short interest, all things considered. For me, there's two scenarios here on this one. I'll just go ahead and draw them out. You can do with that what you like. But if it continues to establish support off of this trend line and gets more volatile, then I would probably go long on it once it broke this level of 160. The reason why is because this is a level where it spent a lot of time consolidating and it needs to break out and above that range. If it can break above that range, then you've got a good chance for some continuation to the upside. If it follows this and then starts showing weakness, breaking below and not following the trend, then I would get out before it does this number. Those are the two possibilities that I see, especially with earnings coming out. Like earnings is your big, that's where you got to make a decision. Whoa, what just happened there? I have no idea what just happened to my chart. There it is. All right, I guess I just moved to another chart by accident. All right, Jenny, Genius Sports Limited. This one's got some big movement in it, but it's already currently way overbought. RSI is starting to come down now, so if it consolidates, if the RSI consolidates and starts bouncing around above the 50 line, then you have some chance for it to continue. Like this bounce off of the 50 was very nice and it continued. If it bounces off of the 50 again, you might get another leg. But it's breaking below the moving average on the RSI, which is not something that you like to see. But as long as it's not continuing to the downside and the RSI keeps going lower and lower as the price goes lower and lower, then you have a chance that this starts to go into consolidation. As long as the price is doing this little number here, just consolidating, and even if it's consolidating a bit more to the downside than that, like starts to form a bit of a bull flag, then that's still okay. The important thing is that the price is able to find some support at this previous level of what used to be resistance that it broke out above. As long as it gets over that area and stays over it, then that's a good sign. So watch this area right here and see how the price responds to it. If it starts to bounce above, then you know you've got some support and you might see some volume coming back into it. Buy it as soon as it crosses this end. If it starts to break into this area and continues lower through it, then you're likely going to see a breakdown and continuation to the downside. So if it does this, then get out before it collapses. Okay? Because once it gets below this level of support and then gets rejected by it, it's going to come down pretty fast. Hey, Smug, no, I did not go over ATER. I'll go over that one in just a bit. I'll take a look at T-Built first. I know a lot of people are in T-Built. Tough Built Industries. The consolidation looks pretty nice. We've got a descending wedge here. That looks pretty good. There's a lot of strength here at this 625 level, it looks like. The price has spent quite a bit of time here. So if you look at the volume shelf, there's quite a lot of blue in this area. This is buying pressure. So this is what the volume was like. You had a whole bunch of people buying basically at this price level. So as long as you can stay over this level, over this $6 level, then T-Built might have some continuation. It needs to break out of this descending wedge. It made an attempt at it this morning, but it ended up collapsing back down. But it's still okay because it's still setting up these perfectly even lows. What I would expect to see, as a matter of fact, this right here is a double bottom so far. You have this double bottom where this wick came back all the way down here to about 617, and you had the body of this red candle close above it. It closed above the wick, and then you had a big green engulfing candle taking it back to the upside, and it continued throughout the rest of the trading day and the after hour session up until morning, where it met resistance at the top of this wedge and rejected again. So if it holds up here, which it looks like it's going to do, let's zoom in on this very closely. What you want to see T-Bilt do is you want to see a candle, you want to see all of these candles stop right here, and for a big green engulfing candle in the morning. Because what that will mean is that you have a triple bottom, and triple bottom patterns are very strong bullish pattern. So it could respond immediately first thing in the morning, or it could retest this level. If you get a wick down into this area, a wick down here is okay. The wick can go as low as whatever. But as long as the body of the candle closes here in between these two ranges, this is where you want the candle to close in or above, and then a big green engulfing candle afterwards. This one counts, so this could be it. This might be your signal. And it's already heading up into after hours, so T-Bilt is looking pretty strong. At the very least, if you get a nice, strong open in the morning, then I would anticipate the price testing the top of this descending wedge tomorrow. If you get that test and a breakout, then buy it right away. That would be the buy signal right there. Or if you're already in because you're anticipating this move to the upside, then you can take a little bit off the table, take some profit as it touches the top of this wedge, and wait to see what it does. If it gets a little bit weak but starts kind of like, if it kind of like hugs this wedge line, that's very bullish. What you want to see is that clear breakout, and then you know it's going to keep going. All right, I'll take a look at ATER. I'm seeing that one a lot. The short interest on T-Bilt. Sorry, I did forget to give you the short interest on that. Short interest on T-Bilt is 37.8%. 37.8%. That's actually shocking. The short interest came down heavily. It was at 177% before. Did they dilute? Thanks, crypto. Yeah, I do like the volume range profile, the range volume profile. It's very nice. Big shout out to JRuff in Hell's Trading Floor for pointing that indicator out to me. I like it a lot. Okay, let's take a look at Ethereum. So on the daily chart, Ethereum has already broken out of this descending wedge, and now it's testing the top of another wedge. This is actually very bullish. My estimate here is for Ethereum to break out of this wedge and keep going. The MACD is so strong. It bounced here perfectly. After all this consolidation down here, Ethereum went on a short run, and it bounced right off the MACD signal line. That was beautiful. The RSI hasn't even hit overbought, and it bounced off of the 50 already. Hasn't even tested the RSI on the daily yet. So this is excellent. On the 1 hour chart, you can see that Ethereum is kind of retraced a little bit. This is just cooling off. Just cooling off. It's very, very bullish. The price action looks like consolidation, just going sideways like this, but the RSI tells you what you need to know. The RSI was getting some good strength moving up in this channel all of this time, very strong move, and then it cooled off during this consolidation. So this range that it's been trading in has been getting slowly establishing higher lows where it finds a level area. So as long as it keeps doing this and forms a new stair-step pattern, it's likely to break out of this level, get above it, and then range again before it continues. Right now, it's going through its consolidation. That tells me the STC indicator is going to go red and stay flat here while the price goes sideways. Also very bullish. As long as it stays above this floor of 280, just stays right here and keeps going sideways, let the MACD continue to relax, let the RSI cool off, let the STC just stay flat and red, and you'll get a nice big pop in continuation going into the next couple of weeks. As soon as you see the RSI come back to life and the STC indicator goes green, that's your buy signal. That's all you need. The big move is going to come after it breaks out above $3. This is the price that it needs to get above. $3 is everything. Expect to see a little bit of downward pressure. This would be a liquidity hunt or a stop loss hunt. And after that happens, that should tell you everything that you need to know as well. You can wait for with a limit buy down here in this area between 260 and 270. You can have a limit buy order sitting here waiting to get filled. Or you could do a limit on trigger. So as soon as it touches it, you set a limit order and it'll go ahead and buy it. That way it hides it from the market maker. It's a little trick that you can use to catch these moves. And as soon as you get continuation, that's your buy signal. As soon as it gets back above this level and keeps on going. Because right now this thing is looking very, very strong. The RSI range bound like this between the 50 and 70 is very nice. Just needs to get a little bit more momentum. So give it some time. But I'm pretty bullish on Aterian. It looks really nice. Okay. Thank you, Crypto. I appreciate that. By Oracle, up 40%. Was able to average out. Now my shares are on the house. Congratulations, dude. Hey, Yakov, I see you in the Discord chat. I'll take a look at, all right, NN, TMBR, PLAG, PSTX. All right, I'll take a look at all of these. We can do that. NN we were looking at before. I remember looking at this one. Yes, I remember this one very clearly. You even called out the gap here that it filled. There's a big gap right here. That's very nice. The earnings play was nice. I'm not sure if it's likely to continue, but I really do think that you found a nice gem here. Let's take a look at this one on the daily chart. Oh, clearly an inverse head and shoulders. Okay. That's nice. All right, so it's getting a rejection candle down here. This actually could be forming a cup and handle. So what I'm expecting for the price to do here is for this, now that we've formed this cup and it's rejected off of this level, expect to see it fall as far down as 280 before it loops back around and comes back through this level of resistance. It needs to break through 350 strongly with big volume and momentum. The one thing that is a little bit discouraging is the lack of volume here on earnings. This move with a lack of volume indicates there's not a lot of strength there. However, there is a very small float, so it doesn't take a lot of volume to move it. I would be a little bit patient and maybe have a limit order at around $3. I might try to get a fill down here and see if you can scoop up some shares as the RSI cools off. Because the RSI does need to cool off a little bit. The MACD is hot on the daily. The RSI on the hourly is already starting to cool off, and the MACD just crossed down. So expect a little bit of downward pressure going into Friday and next week. And I'll see if I can get a fill on this one for $3. This one actually looked really nice to me. TMBR. I've already covered GovX, Turbo Leg. if you want to look back at about, I think I covered it at 3:30 before the bell. All right, TMBR. Okay, volume pop is nice. It looks like it's forming a abandoned island. This is a penny stock. Let's see, 103 million shares, with a market cap of 16.5 million. Let me check dilution tracker. This one's trading on the AMEX exchange, so this is not within NASDAQ requirements. I don't know about this one. The volume surge is interesting for sure. I see they got Timber Pharmaceuticals prices a $8 million public offering. Oh, well, that would explain why their price just tanked. MACD is curling and getting ready to turn back around. Very strong move back to the upside. Let me see what the short exempts are like on this one. Oh yeah, short exempt volume was pretty big during the actual offering itself. And then short exempt volume just disappeared after that. That's not all that surprising. I'm not sure I would jump into this one. I wouldn't be as ready to just dive into this one. I would need to see some really good financials. This one's one that probably need to do a little bit of DD on to make a decision, but at the moment, to me, this looks like the move has already happened. And they can do more dilution, it looks like, so I don't think that I don't think that I would play this one. Okay, PLAG. Planet Green Holdings. See this Head and Shoulders. Very interesting. So very wonky looking Head and Shoulders, but it's there. On the daily. This is another penny stock. 43.8 million shares with a market cap of 62.7 million. Insiders started buying shares. The 10% owner, director, and chief executive officer bought more shares on July 27th, purchased 880,000 for 1.4 million. No news since then. It could be a good sign. The inverse Head and Shoulders is what has my attention at the moment. He did this before the lockup period of earnings, so this one could be a good one, actually. I'm kind of interested. As far as penny stocks go, it's a little bit more interesting. They've started to show some strength and consolidation. They've been moving sideways in this channel for a while. Yeah, you could try picking up some shares. I wouldn't do options on this one. I would more or less just buy shares and set a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 take profit on this one. And probably set a pretty tight stop loss. So like, for example, if it broke down below this level, that would be it for my risk. I wouldn't want it after that point. So I would do a trade just like this. Buy it at the market, set a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and set my stop loss very tight. Like 70 cents would be my bailout for this one. This is how I would trade this one for a swing trade. So kind of like that. And PSTX. That's Poseida Therapeutics. Oh, they already made a move. That's interesting. Is this a Roche for development of CAR T cell therapies for blood bone marrow cancer? Oh, they're treating leukemia. Interesting. That's quite a move. It popped 100% from $2.46 all the way above $5.30. That's pretty wild. The move is still strong. I'm thinking the MACD is going to cross down one more time. So I would wait for this consolidation to be over. It looks like it's going to consolidate for at least a few more days. But set some alerts. Draw a chart on this with a symmetrical triangle, and set alerts on the upside and downside, and play it. If it bounces off of it looks really bullish. So if it bounces off of the bottom, but you have positive confirmation with the MACD crossing up and the RSI bouncing off of the signal line on a move to the downside, if it touches this, I would honestly buy it down here at the bottom of the triangle and play it until it broke out. But wait for confirmation and actually get those crosses and the confirmation from the RSI and the MACD before making that move. Don't just jump into it. Let me see what the short interest is on this one. PSTX. With this one doing cancer treatment therapy as their main business, I would think that this one's heavily shorted. 3.6%. That's not that much. I'm kind of surprised. I would have expected the short interest to be much higher in this. The utilization isn't even really anything. Shorts kicked its teeth in once it had this big spike in the middle of the day. As soon as it touched like $5.50, shorts beat the piss out of it. But it's starting to show some strength again. That is very curious. Yeah, there was some opportunistic shorts that were taking advantage of this move and just hitting it while it showed weakness at the top. I bet you they shorted it as soon as they saw the MACD curling over. Yeah, as soon as they got this first sign of weakness on the 1-hour chart, or maybe even on the 30-minute, who knows? They may have shorted it as soon as it finished its first move at the opening bell. Yeah, but if I was a short, I would have taken this trade. I would have been happy with a 20% retracement. That's just a very obvious short right there. But the consolidation here is very nice. This makes me very, very bullish. That's a good pick. I like that. So like I was saying, if you see a bounce and confirmation here off of the bottom of this triangle, I would take a buy. And if you see a breakout, I'd scale in a little bit more. Okay. I think that's all I've got time for. guys. Just too many tickers to cover in one afternoon, and I gotta catch a meeting with a client. I'm sorry, Farm Trader, I don't have time. I'm sorry, I really do have to go, but I appreciate you guys hanging out, and giving me your attention.
Thanks, Stevie.
Absolutely.
Much
So
appreciated.
I'll try to see if I can make some time going into Friday. Okay, just for just for Farm Trader, GMBL, I see the STC indicator and the MACD are both low and getting ready to cross above, and the RSI has cooled off. So I would actually expect some continuation back to the upside. You'll have to draw your own technicals, but that's what I see on my indicators. All right, that's the last one. Okay, that's it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you watching the stream. If you haven't done it already, if you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, and consider joining us at patreon.com/thedevilsbroker, to our Discord at discord.gg/hellstradingfloor. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a hell of a time in the markets.